Hello, everybody. This is Sinema77, horror and cult film lover, and we're going to go back to last year. I screwed up. I'm going to be the first one to admit it. I started trying to do a shelf by shelf of my movie collection here, and that did not exactly pan out because I started way too late in the year, and I only was able to have enough time to get the first two shelves done. So now what I'm going to have to do is I'm not going to start all over with shelf one. I'll wait and do shelf 1 and 2 at the end of the year. So what I'll do is I'll start with shelf 3, and then by the end of the year, I'll just wait and do another video on those. But as you can see, this is kind of how I have everything arranged. These are all my Blu-rays. Move on to that shelf right there. And over there, we have DVDs. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to get started on this. So now, like I said, I had already done a video showing the top, and shelf 1, and shelf 2. So now we're going to start in on shelf number 3. So here we go. Okay, I'm sorry about the lighting. The lighting's not really the best in here, but okay, we have Manhunter, pretty much the first Hannibal Lecter movie with Brian Cox there on the right as Hannibal Lecter. Did a really good job, I thought. We have Maniac Cop 2. Maniac Cop 3. Finally glad to get all 3 of the Maniac Cop movies. Okay. Man of Steel. I don't have too much of a problem with the movie. Definitely, I gotta be honest, when it comes to the whole Superman versus General Zod, I kind of prefer Superman 2, but you know, this here, I got it for very little money, and it was a good deal, so. Okay. Misery. Of course. Stephen King. I gotta love Stephen. Well, I don't gotta love Stephen King, but I choose to love Stephen King. Motel Hell. Brilliant movie. I love it. A lot of fun. Yeah. I just really enjoy that one. Okay, actually, one of the few musicals I actually do like is Moulin Rouge. I'm not the hugest fan of musicals, but, you know. Also, too, I have to admit, I've always had a thing for Nicole Kidman. I'm not going to lie. Okay, Mr. Mom. Very funny movie. Saw this in the theater when I was a kid and just really enjoyed it. So that's always like Mr. Mom. Funny. Okay, Murder on the Orient Express. This is a lot better than I thought it was going to be. Kenneth Branagh. I like some of his movies. You know, did a good job, and I like the cast, you know. I admit first, I got it because I'm a Johnny Depp fan, but, you know, everybody else in here did a great job, so I like that. My Soul to Take. I know some people are all like, ooh, God, ooh, but hey, it's Wes Craven. I'm a Wes Craven fan, and, you know, this may not be the best thing he's ever done, but still, I enjoy it enough that I want to keep it. Mystery Science Theater, the movie. Okay, I'm going to probably go on record to say right now that Mystery Science Theater 3000 is pretty much my all-time favorite TV show ever. And I mean, I've done videos on other TV shows, and you know, I want to do a video on Mystery Science Theater one day, but yeah, that's going to take some time and some planning because I got a lot of Mystery Science Theater DVDs. As a matter of fact, go back there, you see that black case there at the bottom. That's all my Mystery Science Theater DVDs from the show, so. Anyway, so yeah, so that's Night of the Demons. A lot of fun. You know, I'm pissed I haven't gotten around to getting Witchboard yet. I love Witchboard. Okay, here's Night of the Living Dead, the Criterion Edition. Actually, yeah, I can put that in. I don't know why I have it in there that way, but you know, Night of the Living Dead. One movie I must have like 20 copies of is Night of the Living Dead. Of course, you know, pretty much everybody who collects movies will say that, but okay, I just got this in not too long ago. The Night Stalker and The Night Strangler. Darren McGavin is called Kolchak. My parents got me into this, and the show Kolchak, The Night Stalker is a lot of fun. I mean, it's cheesy, it's low budget, but it's a lot of fun. I do enjoy it. Okay, there's Nightbreed. Director's cut. I screwed up. I admit it. You know, I didn't plan ahead very well, so I couldn't get that limited edition when that first came out. That had the multiple discs and had the theatrical cut. So I ended up going with this, but I'm still happy. I'm just happy to have Nightbreed on Blu-ray. So, okay. The Nightmare Before Christmas, Tim Burton. Love this movie. Another pretty much musical that I actually enjoy. So, okay. We have Umberto Lenzi's Nightmare City. Really good infected people horror film. You know, this is probably one of those ones people like either argue either it's infected people or it's a zombie movie, one or the other. Got the Nightmare on Elm Street 7 movie collection with all the movies in there. I'm thinking one day, because so many people have complained about this, I'm expecting that one day we're going to get like another box set. I may have to turn around and buy all these again. We'll see. Now the most controversial video in my entire collection, that is the original Christmas classics. You know why? Because it has Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. And we all know there's nothing more inappropriate than watching Rudolph. We learned that this past Christmas. I'm just kidding, but yeah, this has 7 cartoons. You got Frosty the Snowman, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Santa Claus is Coming to Town, Little Drummer Boy, Cricket on the Hearth, Mr. Magoo's Christmas Carol, and Frosty Returns. So. Paranormal Activity 4 with Jailbait. I'm just kidding. And Paranormal Activity, The Ghost Dimension. As you can see, like, I don't have the other Paranormal Activities here. I got them on the other shelf. That's because I don't know why. It's kind of an OCD thing that I have. You'll notice, like, right here on shelf 4, you'll notice, you know, there's, like, slip covers, and we just start going into the regular Amaray cases. I don't know why I have to have the slip covers separated. So it's just, for some reason, it's the way I gotta do it. The Peanuts Holiday Collection. Again, one of the most controversial, disturbing videos I own. Okay. Wes Craven's The People Under the Stairs. Love it. Saw this movie, and me and my brother went to go see this movie in the theater when I was a kid, and I really enjoy it. I always like People Under the Stairs. The People versus O.J. Simpson, American Crime Story. Now, see, here's the thing. Okay, my mother and my brother, who both since passed on, they are gigantic. I mean, just super huge true crime enthusiasts, and they would have loved this because they love true crime murder movies and reading true crime books and everything else. And this is about detailed into the O.J. Simpson cases you could get with the trial and everything else. I know my brother Ronnie, he would have watched this over and over again, and I enjoy it. You know, the only problem is like Cuba Gooding Jr. When I look at him, I look at Cuba Gooding Jr. I don't really see O.J. Simpson, but really good series. Everybody did a great job. So yeah, I enjoy this. But like, I know if my mother and my brother, if they were still alive, they would have been watching that constantly. Pet Sematary with the lenticular cover. I really need to get sleeves to protect these in. So, you got Pirates of the Caribbean #3 at World's End. Like I said, I'm a Johnny Depp fan. You've heard me say it before, which is why I also have this is #4. So I do have 1, 2, and 3. I need 5, but I'm not that much of a hurry to get #5. Let's face it, #5 wasn't all that great. So, John Carpenter's Prince of Darkness. I love this movie. This movie gets some crap, it gets some hate, but I've always loved it. I've always enjoyed this movie. We got Psycho 2. Got Psycho 3. I love the Psycho movies. I'm not getting the remake. I'm going to level with you right now. To me, I can't think of any reason to buy that movie. I can just think of so many other movies I would much rather get than, you know, the Psycho remake. And I don't know, just to me, that seems kind of like pissing away $20. And I don't want it, you know. And I got the original Psycho. I have that in a DVD, the Legacy collection. And I haven't upgraded that one to Blu-ray. And the reason why is just because I like that edition better. And I like the packaging. Plus, I also like that it's got the Alfred Hitchcock Presents episode that it's not on the Blu-ray. So I can one day when I talk about the Psycho movies, but I do have Psycho 4. I love Psycho 4. So anyway, getting back to it, The Purge election year. I now have all the Purge movies. I have the first Purge. I showed that in a previous video, I think. I'm looking. Yes, I did. I showed it in the previous one. Okay, we have Rabid. David Cronenberg's Rabid. This is now being remade by the Soska sisters. I don't know. I'd have to wait and see, but I don't know. Do we really need it? I don't know. Let's wait and see. I mean, I like, when it comes to the Soska sisters, I like American Mary was one of the best movies I've seen in a long time, and See No Evil 2 was not too bad, but, you know, just, I don't know. Anyway, so we got the Raid collection with the Raid Redemption and the Raid 2, so got that. Good cult movies. Brian De Palma's Raising Cain. Cool. I like this. I saw this in the theater. I really liked it. Now this movie's been getting some shit lately. It's been getting a lot of hate and stuff, but I always remembered liking it. And this is kind of like when I did my Shining video, where I talked about, Stanley Kubrick's movie of The Shining is what introduced me to Stephen King. Well, Rawhead Rex here, even though I know Clive Barker hates the movie and it gets a lot of hate and stuff now, Rawhead Rex was the movie that really started me into reading Clive Barker, and because I think I saw this before Hellraiser, and this is what got me into wanting to start reading his stories and everything. So this movie does, even though it gets a lot of hate and stuff now, it does have a soft spot in my heart. So hang on to it. Okay, if you're a horror movie fan, you're gonna want to have Return of the Living Dead in your collection. I mean, that's just a given. I mean, come on, it's Return of the Living Dead. You're gonna want that. Return of the Living Dead Part 2, which honestly, this dropped down really deeply in price one day. This thing, you get on Amazon now, or even on Scream Factory's website. This one goes for a pretty penny, but this one dropped down to about, I think it was like $22, and that's when I sprang on it. So yeah, I have the Rocky collection. This was given to me as a Christmas present by my brother's girlfriend, Catherine Masson. So I thank her for that. I do like the Rocky movies. So yeah, so pleased to own it. And we have Score, and okay, this one here, I'm gonna be honest with you. Okay, it's like, okay, I got this because of that lady right there, Lynn Lowry. And if you get on Facebook and you follow her, she's a cult actress from, let me see here. Let's see. Pretty close, but we don't have nudity on there. Okay, so I think we're good. Anyway, but you got Lynn Lowry, who, if you get on Facebook and you follow her, she's, wonderful. She's been in a lot of cult films from the 70s, like Shivers and I Drink Your Blood, and so many other movies. And I have autographed pictures from her. I've got my Blu-ray of Shivers, my Arrow Blu-ray Steelbook was signed by her. And so yeah, I definitely suggest, if you get a chance, get on there and look up Lynn Lowry and follow her. But I did not know that this movie, see, like I said, she was the reason I got it. But when I got this movie, I did not know that this had hardcore homosexual sex in it. So I did not know that when I got this. So yeah. So just to let you know, if you decide to pick this up, the lesbian scenes with her and the other actress are simulated. The gay homosexual scenes are not. So just so you know, if you decide to pick this movie up, just know what you're getting yourself into. So but anyway, I got it because of her. So okay. And we have Serial Mom. I love this movie. Very fun. John Waters movie. Always got a kick out of this. Very funny. Great comedy. So glad to finally upgrade that one. Now we have the Sex, Art, Murder here. We have Necromantic and Der Todes King. Necromantic 2 and Shram. So beautiful box set. Really enjoy it. And there's the movies there. Shows you what's on here. Sorry, my finger's covering that, but yeah, really glad to have that box set. It's really cool. Got that for a good price too. So now we got Shakes the Clown, Bobcat Goldthwait, who is weird. Now Bobcat Goldthwait, he's got like a horror comedy TV series on. Here's a guy who, I always, growing up, I always knew him from like, the Police Academy movies and Hot to Trot and movies like that. Now he's kind of really going into a lot of horror stuff. So I'm kind of surprised about that. But Shakes the Clown, very funny, dark comedy. And just there, I mean, he looks evil as hell, but I mean, it is a comedy, though. It's pretty funny. Me and my brother Bill, we get a good kick out of this movie. Okay, Shaun the Sheep. I know this looks completely out of place on this shelf, sticks out like a sore thumb, but here's the thing. I am a sucker for Aardman Entertainment. I love Shaun the Sheep. I have all the seasons of it, at least I think I do. Wallace and Gromit, I have all that stuff, and I've got Chicken Run pre-ordered on Blu-ray to get that one to come out, but I admit it, okay? I love it. I love their stuff, and I'm a huge sucker for it. Shocker, more Wes Craven. Love this movie. This movie is so good. Great soundtrack, everything. Mitch Pileggi, so awesome. I love this movie. I don't, some people it's hit or miss, but to me, I don't have a bad thing to say about this movie. No more Mr. Nice Guy. Okay, and now we have Showgirls. I think I explained in a recent video about, my ex-girlfriend. When we first got together, she told me what a pervert I was for having the movie Showgirls and stuff. And then next thing I know, she started watching, and my God, she watched it constantly, just all the time. Every time I turned around, she had the movie on. And in fact, when we broke up, she ruined my DVD by just, mishandling it, and she got scratches and fingerprints and everything all over it. And so ultimately I had to, I just saw this. This was $3, brand new in a pawn shop. So I was just like, oh, what the hell? I'll upgrade. Just get back in my collection. I mean, let's face it, Showgirl's not really the best movie in the world, but it's it does have its points, Okay. Sleepaway Camp 2, Sleepaway Camp 3. I do have the first Sleepaway Camp. I don't have Return to Sleepaway Camp. I'm not in that much of a hurry to get Return to Sleep. I want to get it to have the whole set, but I'm not in that big of a hurry for it. But anyway, though, I do have the first Sleepaway Camp. I got all three of these at a really, really good price. I think it was like $54 for all three of them. And at the time when I got this, the first movie was out of stock on Amazon. They didn't even have it. And then the other two movies were $20 a piece. So it's like, if they did have it, it still would have been about $60. So you think about it, this year I did save about $6 getting it. So, and they're great. They're in perfect condition. The only thing is just the first movie doesn't have the slipcover, but they knocked the $6 off, so I can live with that. Okay, here's my Star Wars, the complete saga. And I'm going to be honest with you, one day if I ever make a video talking about my Star Wars movies, it's easily going to be the most disappointing Star Wars video you'll ever see, because this is it. It's like, I do have them on DVD, but episodes 1 through 6 I have on DVD, but like Force Awakens I did not care for, Rogue One I don't care for, Last Jedi I thought was terrible. So that's it. For me, it's like, when it comes to Star Wars, it's just these 6 movies. So, I may not make the video now because I just said, it's like, this is going to pretty much be it for me. So, South Park the movie, bigger, longer, and uncut. I just did my South Park video where I talked about how South Park has so much, even though it's a comedy and everything else, there's so much horror-related material in South Park that, if you're a horror movie fan, you're going to love South Park. So... We got The Strangers. I do have The Strangers, Pray at Night. Except the one I got was on sale and it didn't have a slipcover. So that's why it's on another part of the shelf. Okay, we have Sucker Punch, the extended cut. Now, okay, I admit it. When I first got this, the reason why is because I am absolutely knucking futz over Emily Browning. I think she's easily one of the most beautiful women in the world. She just knocks my socks off. But... also, too, I did not mind the movie that much. It's kind of like a dark fairy tale and almost kind of a Cinderella quality to it. So I don't know, but yeah, mainly I got it for her. But yeah, I didn't mind this movie all that. I know it gets a ton of hate and everything. I did not mind it too much, but of course she's in it, so that really kind of tips the balance for me. But okay, now we have Tom Hanks and Sully. I was just curious because of the true story behind this. Plus, it is directed by Clint Eastwood, and I like Clint Eastwood movies. So my dad kind of got me onto Clint Eastwood as a kid, but this is actually a really good movie. Clint Eastwood did a great job directing. Tom Hanks was great. So yeah, this movie totally works. Okay, this is probably going to have to be my favorite movie. Well, not probably, I'd say. This probably is my favorite movie of 2018, and that's Super Troopers 2. And this movie, I think, I am a huge fan of the first movie. And this one here, I think, is perfect. It's a great sequel. This ran the risk of being dangerous because it could have been like, after so many years, would a sequel hold up? Because, oftentimes like Dumb and Dumber and stuff, we find out it doesn't. But this one here, it does work. And This movie it's hilarious. I love it. I love just about everything Broken Arrow does. So yeah. So Super Troopers 2, Tales from the Crypt, Bordello of Blood. This one gets a lot of hate, but I'm happy to have it in my collection. I'm happy to have everything of Tales from the Crypt. Tales from the Crypt is easily another one of my all-time favorite shows. I need to do a video talking about that one day too. But we got Bordello of Blood, Demon Knight. Come on, Demon Knight, man. It's Demon Knight. Yeah, I have Demon Knight. So Tales from the Hood. This movie is fantastic. There is not one bad thing about this movie. This movie is perfect. If you haven't seen this, I highly, highly recommend you get it. This is tops. This is just as good as you can get. This movie is so good. I really love it. Now, unfortunately, the sequel, Tales from the Hood 2, is a little bit more hit or miss. It's like a lot of horror anthologies. Some of the stories work, some of them don't. But I didn't mind it overall. I just don't think it's as good as the first one. Okay, we have Ted 2 unrated. I got the first Ted, but it's in the section that doesn't have a slipcover. But I am a Seth MacFarlane fan. I love Family Guy. I will say I'm not huge on the Orville, but I like the Ted movies, and Million Ways to Die in the West. I like that. But anyway, so then we got Terminator 2. Funny, everybody tells me that Terminator 2 is actually one of the worst movies to get on 4K. It looks terrible. I don't know. We have Terminator Salvation. You notice I don't really have a Terminator Genesis. I'm not really that eager to run out and get that one. But anyway. Okay. Now, here's the thing. Texas Chainsaw. I actually, if you'd seen my video on the Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies, I don't mind this one too much. Yeah, it's definitely got flaws. I'm not going to lie about that, especially the whole, the whole age gap thing. But still, this movie was not that bad. I like the fact that it broke away from the other Chainsaw movies, and Leatherface is kind of on his own. And, the idea of, the Heather character being his cousin, and she's discovering she's related to him. And, I could actually make, sit here and, like some of the criticisms, it's like, well, it's like, I could kind of defend it, but, not really much point. I think a lot of people have pretty much already made their observations about this movie, but I remember one guy telling me one time that it's like Alexandra Daddario there with the dark hair. He's like, she is so hot, I would drink her piss. So take that for what's worth. But anyway, though, I don't mind this movie. Dan Yeager is actually really good as Leatherface, and if you get a chance, follow him on Facebook. He's really cool. And so is Adam Marcus and Deborah Sullivan, who wrote the screenplay. Follow them as well. They're really awesome people. I mean it, check into them. They're awesome. They're cool. So. Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. I love this movie. Like I said, I did a video already talking about my Texas Chainsaw Massacre collection, and oh yeah, I do enjoy this one. It's pretty different tone from the first movie, but come on, man. Tobe Hooper directing, Tom Savini doing special effects, Bill Moseley, Jim Seedow. Come on. It all works. Dennis Hopper. Yeah. So, They Live. This movie is wonderful. John Carpenter's They Live. It's a wonderful movie. Great action, great sci-fi. The humor is spot on. I can't think of anything wrong with this movie. I'm sure somebody will, but I can't. Roddy Piper, he did great as the lead. Keith David. Keith David is great in anything he does. Hell, even like Tales from the Hood 2. If you don't like the movie, just watch it for Keith David. He rules, just watch for that. But yeah, They Live. Oh man, so good. So good. Of course, everybody remembers the classic line, I've come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass, and I'm all out of bubblegum. Now, of course, another John Carpenter masterpiece, The Thing. I could make a video on this, but why bother? I'm just going to repeat what everybody else says about this movie. It's perfection. It literally is perfection. It's easily the best. It's easily the best horror and sci-fi movie you could ever want to watch. It's so good. It's perfect. Scream Factory did a great job here too, with all the bonus features and everything else. So, yeah, The Thing. What can I say about it? It's horror sci-fi perfection. You can't really get much better than this, So. And we have 13 Ghosts and House of Wax double feature. Actually, okay, 13 Ghosts is kind of flawed. I kind of prefer the original one a little bit more, but it's not that bad. House of Wax turned out to be a lot better than I thought it was going to be. And not just because Paris Hilton gets killed, but actually just it turned out it was a better movie than I thought it was going to be. I just had no hopes for it, and nice to say I was proven wrong. So yeah, I'm happy about that. Okay, I showed this in my update video yesterday. Tinto Brass, the maestro of erotic cinema, with cheeky Black Angel Private Mon Amour. So I showed that one. I also showed this one in my non-horror section, where's True Grit. I know. This is sacrilege. It's not the John Wayne version, but I got this because it's a Coen Brothers movie, and I am a fan of Coen Brothers. And we're coming to the end of the shelf here. We're going to talk about Trilogy of Terror with Karen Black, written by one of the greatest writers in the world, Richard Matheson. Very good TV anthology. Very well done. Awesome. Dan Curtis directing, so yeah, so that's going to about do it. So anyway, so this is it for shelf number 4. If anybody took the time to watch all this, I can't thank you enough for doing so. I really appreciate you doing it. I know we got plenty more to go, and I know there are other people out there with video collections far more superior than I have, but I'm happy with what I have, and I don't feel like I need to own every movie ever made. So, but anyway, though, if you like this video, please like and subscribe, and I think you can hear my voice going out. This is Sinema77, horror cult film lover, and hopefully you love building giant movie collections as much as I do, and if you do, then we'll talk again later. Bye-bye. Because we got shelf 4 coming up. So, bye-bye.